Hi, my name's Dan. This video is about the culture of consumerism. Is it necessary to become less consumerist? James Livingston says no. This material was taken from Michael C. Fisher, Review of James Livingston's Against Thrift. Why customer culture is good for the economy, the environment, and your soul. U.S. Intellectual History, March 2012. Against Thrift is an ethical indictment and a political argument against the Protestant work ethic. It also prophesies a new moral order that might be just around the corner. Livingston believes for us to be happier, we ought to abandon the last vestiges of Puritanism and constrain our bodies and minds, but be in favor of embracing spending. We should not delay gratification. We should satisfy our desires here and now. The old age assumption that work should come before play and that restraint are preferable to immediate gratification is based on false premises. Livingston believes that less work, less thrift, more leisure, and more spending will be more beneficial to us. Thrift comes from a common cultural root. Americans still buy the Puritan premise that disciplined frugality begets virtue. Americans believe that giving in to one's instincts begets vice. Therefore, Americans have associated the deferral of emotional gratification, such as buying consumer products, with goodness. When the economy went bust in 1929 and 2008, the majority of Americans blamed corporate power and consumers. They believed the problem came from a moral failing on the part of irresponsible individuals. Livingston, like Marx, Keynes, and Milton Friedman, all agree that consumption gives rise to a long-term growth and security. It was consumption that ended the Great Depression, and it will get us out of the current slump. We must give in to our desires and spend vigorously here and now. But our Puritan attraction to repression holds us back. Livingston tries to redesignate consumption, instant gratification, and instinctual satisfaction as intrinsic moral goods. Livingston tries to convince us that spending is moral, that consumer culture is good. He believes that we must learn this lesson to produce a new human habit that would put us at more ease in the world. During the 20th century, the age of scarcity turned into an age of abundance. This created a redefinition of American individualism. The defenders of the old individualism believed work taught the moral lessons of punctuality, frugality, and honest effort. However, it imposed material limits on the imagination of the producer. Defenders of the new individualism see self-discovery and self-determination in leisure and goods consumption as well as work. Traditional individual autonomy led toward a culture of narcissism. According to Livingston, the abundance of more defined autonomy as a collective, which resulted in an association with others. The association included fellow workers and other people with purposes and interests beyond the workplace. This new individual's identity was not private and retreating from the world. It was instead a social construction, the result of interaction with others. In America, after 1900, there became a time of surplus abundance of goods. This surplus created a new moral horizon of consumer culture. It gave rise to social movements such as the Civil Rights Movement and Revolution in Eastern Europe between 1968 and 1989. This resistance was created by a desire to share in the joys of consuming goods. It produced revolutionary political change. However, consumption of goods may lead at times to the consumption of something that is good but could be better. This problem leads people toward not being satisfied and always looking to consume more in order to find the finest product, only to have the same dissatisfaction leading to more consumption. Is this where consumer culture leads? It seems we need a better definition of American individualism. This next part is from Gary Gutting, entitled Less Please, Commonweal, January 11th, 2013. Professor Gary Gutting praises the economy for its creation of abundance of goods, but he sees negative effects on our character and well-being. He believes it has led to economic instability and shrinking of the common good. Therefore, he favors less consumption. Gary Gutting draws upon a book by Robert and Edward Skidelsky called How Much is Enough? The Skidelskys tie excessive consumption to capitalism. They see it as an excellent method for proving basic needs. However, they believe it creates excessive consumption. Does consumption have an impact on the environment? Next, will this impact on the environment infect future generations? Data show we have been exploiting croplands for decades. This led to soil and nutrient loss worldwide. The grasslands have been grazed too much. Forests have been depleted. Oceans overfished. Water is declining, and pollution is spreading worldwide. The Skidelskys believe that under capitalism, businesses sell us goods and services that are essential for living well. We get money to buy these goods and services for money we earn at work. We need capitalism to provide us with our essential material needs, such as food, shelter, clothes, and medical care. But these goods are not enough. The Skidelskys believe the good life consists of immaterial needs, such as love, friendship, beauty, and virtue. These are things that capitalism cannot produce or money can buy. However, working to make money leaves little time for leisure, which is needed to cultivate the good life. Capitalists promote that the good life requires much more than a minimum of material goods. A good life must provide not just any food, but fine food and well-furnished home, stylish clothing, and experiences derived from sports, culture, and travel, all of which are expensive. Therefore, capitalism makes us work more to earn more money without leading to our living well. It leads us falsely to believe that a good life is mainly a matter of accumulating material possessions. Though we have abundance through capitalism, it has left us incapable of enjoying it properly. Capitalism is morally deficient because its drivers are vices of greed and acquisitiveness. We pile up goods and are taken away from engaging in the good life. Capitalism's need to provide more and more is met by our need to consume more and more. The Skidelsky's have 7 basic goods: health, security, respect, personal freedom, harmony with nature, friendship and leisure, but not idleness, but freedom from work. They propose to curb capitalism's insatiable tendencies. They want to impose a basic wage for everyone, consumption taxes to curb excessive consumption, and severe restrictions on advertising that promotes consumption. According to the Skidelsky's, happiness, who some believe is a succession of enjoyable psychological states, is not the supreme good. We cannot think that these trivial feelings and all our suffering and labor has at its end something but a buzz or a tingle. Western nations have laws limiting the use of drugs, pornography, and alcohol, and use taxation as an incentive to promote or discourage behaviors such as home ownership and energy conservation. The liberals argue that because we deplore a behavior, it is not a reason for violating autonomy to discourage it. The capitalist system claims to be the servant of free choice, producing whatever customers desire to the extent they desire it. The Skidelsky's say this claim is disingenuous. The real goal is to maximize profit and through advertising to form consumer desires and public policy to achieve this goal. Gary Gutting believes that the answer for providing what is the good life can only be drawn from a population with a liberal education. A liberal education forms citizens who have a broad understanding of the possibilities of human life, as well as a critical ability to make informed choices about these possibilities. Such an education will not necessarily inculcate the Skidelsky's or any other specific vision of the good life, but it will develop self-determining agents that can see through the blandishments of the market and insist that it provide what they have independently decided they need in order to lead a good life. Liberally educated consumers and voters are our only hope of subordinating capitalism to a humane vision of the good life. Thank you. Comment and subscribe.